That makes sense. That makes sense. Make the pick. What's up? What's up, man? We made it. I. It's so funny you said that I get the thunderstorms. I'm hearing it outside. I went outside because I was not sure. I probably been watching too much news, and I just kept seeing a flicker, and I was like, "Is that missile defense?" And then I went outside and heard the thunder. It was like, okay, so it's on the way. It's on the way. What's up with you, man? Glad to see you. Man, I love storms. I love storms. Yeah, I'm not gonna open it. Yeah, unfortunately, make the pick. Unfortunately, that's the world is. Who knows? Got some Mickey D's. Would you get an Arch Deluxe? They don't have. They don't call it that anymore. Spicy Chicken Deluxe. Okay. Yeah. I think McDonald's is usually last on my list, but when I have it, it's pretty nostalgic. It brings you back to like childhood, so it's all game for me. It's tax day. Hope everybody made sure they got their taxes done. Anybody, everybody. Yeah, I saw the name was different. I remember the Arch Deluxe. I remember when that sandwich was created. It was supposed to be like the Big Mac 2.0. I don't think anything ever killed the Big Mac because that's just a classic. Yeah, if you go back to the Big Mac commercial, I gotta pull that up. Now you got me so interesting. Is that I wanted to talk about something that came up on the stream yesterday about being obsoleted and or obsolete. Yeah, they had. Yeah, we could explore the Arch Deluxe. Okay, so what we got? Kind of like a McRib. Yeah. Does this say 1974? That's crazy. If this is all the way from 1974.
Cheese, pickles, and onions on a sesame seed bun. 7 great ingredients working together to make one great taste. 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, cheese, lettuce, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Get the idea?
2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun.
It's your McDonald's Big Mac. You've got to taste it to believe it, you know what I mean?
2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and a sesame seed bun.
2 all beef patties.
Let me say a few words about McDonald's Big Mac. It's
So this is not the commercial that I remember. I'm a little bit later in the game. Same song though, but it was like jazzed up. McDLT. Let me see that. DLT? McDLT. I don't know if I remember that.
You say you're getting tired of lettuce and tomato hamburgers in this town that don't quite make it? Yeah! You say that just once you'd like your hamburger hot and your lettuce and tomato cool and crisp all at the same time? Yeah! Well, I say you got it. I'm talking McDonald's new lettuce and tomato hamburger, the McDLT. I'm talking quarter pound of beef on the hot side.
And the hot stays hot.
The new McDLT.
Hot, hot.
Crisp lettuce and tomato on the cool side.
And the cool stays cool.
You know what that is, right? Make the pick. They're trying to mask Footloose. This is 1985. Let's see. Yep, there you go. Look at the year. I just saw it. Footloose. What year? Oh, 1984. Yep. That's all this is it's a Footloose knockoff.
The new McDLT, cool crisp. The beef stays hot, the cool stays crisp. Put it together, you can't resist. The hottest taste, the coolest dish.
Keep it hot, hot. Keep it cool, cool. McDLT.
Yeah, it is a dude from Seinfeld.
Hot, tasty McD. Cool, crisp LT. McDLT. It's a good time. Hot, tasty McD.
For the great taste, cool crisp LT of McDonald's. Could be the best tasting lettuce and tomato hamburger ever.
McDLT.
Man, we failed. Oh, Lauren Hill. We failed our commercial. Like, can you imagine with a 30 adult singing about McDonald's right now what that would look like? We failed, man. The 80s killed it, man. Thanks for showing me that. Yeah. No, it's funny you say that. One, I feel like you might be the only one here. So I don't know the games. The YouTube games, they get crazy. But it's funny you say that because I had an idea. Man, I have a record of it because I actually purchased the domain. This is pre-YouTube. It's called Slogan Friendly. No, it's not. It's not pre-YouTube, but it's not the YouTube that we know. It was called Slogan Friendly, and essentially, what I wanted to play on was videos because I didn't see YouTube as a social platform that everyone was going to be on. YouTube was predominantly, there was some entertainment on there, but it was more educational. How-to content. We weren't yet on here for, obviously shorts didn't exist. It wasn't that quick, catchy content. Everything didn't have a hook. And I thought like, well, it's just a video platform and there's nothing wrong with having another video platform. But what about a niche that is about people wanting to have fun and advertise products? So you'll do like a real product placement, but it could be satire, it could be comedy, it could be super serious if you want. And it was all about the slogan, and it would just be a bunch of videos advertising funny real products, and not only real products but also fake products. I think fake products is where I got the idea from, because I wanted to like put things together that didn't belong together and make commercials about them. which just sounds like a YouTube channel at this point, right? Like you don't need a whole separate platform. But I think I have the domain. It's called. I did have the domain. I definitely don't have it anymore. It was called Slogan Friendly. So didn't do it. Didn't make it happen. Back then, I was just purchasing domains. We sit around, an idea comes up, bam, purchase it. And I was working at a place, and my manager. Yeah, he was my manager. He was adding fuel. No, you should buy it. You should buy that. He was working on his own idea at the same time. He had a pretty cool idea, but the modern platforms kind of crushed that as well. Yeah, I mean, domains are so fun to buy. It's so fun to have. How many domains do you have, Mick the Pick? I'll tell you since no one could like take it from you, which is the cool point. I have a really good domain. I'll tell you my idea for it because I have the domain and no, nobody could do anything about it. They could do the idea, but how much is it? Because that price is only going to be just to buy it from the person who owns it. How much is it? Or how much is the going price? 800 or 8,000 or 8 million? Like what is 8? You can't be short form with everything. 8. 8 racks. Yeah, I'll wait and then I'll tell you mine. You probably know, but I don't mind announcing it, and I'll tell you my idea for it. Oh, okay, 1,100. Yeah, it's not going down anytime soon. The question is, and this is always the problem for me, is what are they doing with the domain? Is it cash parking? Let's see. Oh, it's just cash parking, man. They don't even want to do anything with it. That'd be the worst, man. That'd be the worst. It's cash parking. That's frustrating. Yeah, so my one of my top domains is, you're probably not gonna believe this, but this is mine. I have uglybuttrue.com. Pretty good. That's a pretty good one. I'm pretty sure it's just being, yeah. I was working on, I'll give you some of the idea behind it. It's in the space of like those truth commercials. That's what it makes me think of, because those truth, like the smoking campaigns, you would see like, things were ugly and it was called truth. So what I wanted to do was have a digital journalistic approach. And I don't even know, I'm just going to say it, I don't even know if it fits today's world, which is super weird. Think of a topic that people are really one way on, but it's because they don't understand the bottom line data behind the issue. So I don't know if you could think of a topic. It's one that's in my head, but I can't really figure out where I was going with it. But it had to do with like Manny Ramirez comes to mind. I don't know why, but it has something to do with baseball and salaries. But essentially, I wanted to get a journalistic team together that would write articles and produce some sort, some source data where we would have different infographics. And actually now that would be super cool to generate all these things, some with official sources, others that, you figure out something to reference that may be the source, or at least you're aggregating the data together. And it'd be really like data driven with the backing of journalism. And what makes this different is everything that you would see on the site would be shareable in all these pages. So you would be able to just share that graphic. So I mean, it's going to be loaded with all these different infographics. And when I say share, I mean like social media, driven images. If it's X or Twitter, you have a Twitter card, and to really punch that stuff to have the conversation about that thing. But the seed of the idea is breaking a particular well-known case and doing a really deep dive on that case. And so it's like it's something that's ugly to get into, but I want to present to you the truth. Sort of like the topics that John Oliver covers. His show is similar to what I wanted to present online. But I think one of the things that prevented me from moving forward is the team and the topics, right? And I think the team has to come first. So there needs to be like buy into the idea or some startup funding to really not like an angel investor or anything, but I need to really sit down and figure out how that would work. And this is pre-AI. Probably can do something in it with AI integrated into it, get it up a lot easier. At least a proof of concept would be a lot easier. But it would just be a site that you go to and you are able to browse all of these different, very competitive. I wouldn't say polarizing because I wouldn't want to do that, but just things that we all resonate with. Yeah, that's everything. That any time when you have funding, like I think I've told you before. You probably know, like Twitter was not the idea. Twitter was after the founder he burned through $1 million, made the money back, and he wanted to give it back to the investor, and the investor doesn't want your money back because that money has no value. $1 million had no value to the investor because they want to make hundreds of million off of that million. So since they now trust the person, so go put it towards something else. He goes, I got this idea called Twitter. There you go. Twitter was the plan B, not even the plan A. So, yeah, no, I think these things will go crazy, but it's also important to build towards that. Like maybe partnering with AI to at least overcome some of the things that was hard in these ideas. Maybe that's one way to look at it. Did you know that about Twitter? Yeah, it wasn't the founder's first idea. It was the backup plan. But that's how it be. All right, well, I don't know. I don't know what's up. Maybe it's tax night. Maybe everyone's doing their taxes. Um, I've enjoyed myself so far already. Make the Pick has been wonderful. Um, nice chatting. Prince, what's up, man? What's up? Prince, you playing Roblox tonight? What you doing? Yeah, that is a sweet story with Twitter, and it's a happy ending, you know. But I've always used it because I feel like the story gives hope. You know, one, the founder. When we think of these people, we think that like success comes easy in a sense because you have this great idea, and the idea that he went with didn't work. You know, it just didn't work. But then the other part is like learning about the investment phase. A lot of companies, they take more money than what they need in the beginning, and the founders, some founders, I found this out a couple years ago. Like the average salary that a founder takes is usually somewhere around 50 or 60,000 until they're profitable, and then obviously there's a big change. But when they're in that early phase, the goal is to get the company. So all you need is the amount of money you need to not go into a deficit, like with your personal life. So you shouldn't be living a lavish life just because you have a good idea and you're connected to angel investors. You should be working your butt off to get us in the direction that everyone here is going to be successful with making money. So, yeah, I always bring that story up. I used to be pretty interested in founders and just reading. I've read Jobs. I've read Peter Thiel, who references a lot of Elon. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. And I don't see myself in any of them. Like, I don't see, that was always one of the struggles for me, is that they're still connected to some privilege that allows for that seed situation. So I always just wondered, like, how do you really go from zero? Oh, you never finished it? Well, you still got time, man. Great. Jobs is a great thinker, but he also, I guess he's probably one of the most customer driven people, where he does think for the customer, but he actually has confidence that the customer could advance themselves. I don't think he wanted us to go backwards. He wanted us to go forward. Yeah, it was learned though. He, if you watch any, he doesn't put in any of his books, I don't think, but I've watched a couple docs on him. He worked at Atari. They actually made an Atari game. I don't know if you know that, but prior to the whole Mac, they made an Atari game, and a lot of the culture back then, it was, young people in this phase that disconnected with, not wanting, similar to where we've been for some time, young people not having the same type of jobs. But this is like the tech boom, and the first go round with like Silicon Valley and the tech boom, Steve Jobs was there, and he was going to work barefoot and didn't take showers, and it was a reckless time. So I don't think he's ever worked a job in what we have, in what we consider work. I'm just the basic kind of fella. What game? Oh, okay. I got you. Let's look it up. I want to say he was a part of Yar's Revenge, but I don't really remember. Okay, he was involved in the development of the 1976 arcade game Breakout. I've played that. To reduce the chip count to lower production cost, Jobs enlisted Steve Wozniak to design the hardware, creating a paddle and ball game that had a massive success. And I don't see Woz much, but Woz is my guy, man.
You have everything you need.
I really dig Woz.
As designing them, and I designed Breakout for Atari. Steve Jobs got that order from the owner of Atari. I designed the whole thing, and it was really an incredible project because I designed things with very few parts, and Atari was getting tired of their engineers designing games with 150 chips. And
hold on, let's look. Basketball played it. Donkey Kong played it. Video Olympics played it. Space Invaders played it. Yar's Revenge, one of my favorite. Missile Command, Freeway, Bowling. The funniest thing about Atari, they must have thought that there was no future in video games because they have games named the actual sport. Bowling. Golf, tennis, Grand Prix, basketball, baseball. Yeah, Missile Command was crazy, man. What else? Star Wars. That's one of my faves. People go both ways with E.T. I liked E.T. That was a pretty fun game. I think that's the game that, if you watch the docs, they say that's the game that killed Atari.
And 190 chips, I did all of Breakout in 45 chips. Back then, hardware games, I'm sorry, it's not like software. This was a half a man-year project. And I was like one of the greatest designers ever. I was working on the iPhone.
Hey, did you, I gotta go back. So one thing I dig about Wozniak, he's not afraid to have confidence in the space of engineering. He's like, he said this was a half a year of man hours of one
half a man year project. And I was like
half a man year. Half a man year. How many man years is in your project, Mick the Pig? Do you know how many man years? It was half a man year project. You gotta love these techies, man.
One of the greatest designers ever. I was working on the iPhone 5 of its day, the hottest gadget product in the world. It was the Hewlett-Packard Scientific Calculator. So I didn't have that much leeway. I did choose the number of bricks. I don't think that was a big issue. But, well, I had a 256-bit RAM, so you might as well. So it's going to be 128 bricks, or it's going to be 256 bricks. It was a real fun project, but since I've already done Pong, so it's really just an extension of a game where you've already programmed a game that has paddles and balls that can move at different angles and speeds. It just had putting in the reflection and counting when you hit bricks. There was no name when I did the project at all, no name assigned. So when Atari came out with it, they chose a name. And Steve Jobs was no longer at Atari. Right after we finished the game, he went up to Oregon, bought into that orchard or whatever it was, and so Atari came up with the name on their own. They paid Steve Jobs, and then he paid me half the money, supposedly. Steve should have been more open and honest with me. He should have told me, yeah, I'm really getting thousands for this, but I'll pay you this much.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Woz was willing to take anything. He enjoyed, and I actually like his spirit. I mean, it's sad that people will take advantage of you, even your friends. But I'm sure he's well paid for his efforts, over time. But all of the cool things that he was working on was like state of the art, and he's the one who left his engineering career behind. Yeah, he said supposedly, but when I looked at this over here, Atari, so Steve Jobs was the one who was employed at Atari. So he not only was employed, but he also got a bonus along with the $700 design fee. And it says Jobs told Wozniak they will only pay $700 total and split that amount. If that's true, that's absolutely crazy.
He should have said, I need the money to buy into a farm in Oregon. And I would say, take it all. I don't need an income. I've got a job as an engineer. I don't need the money. I didn't need the money. I just enjoy games for enjoyment. Life is about, the first thing you need is the necessities of life, which is food. So I call it one of the 3 F's, food. The second...
He coming up with his own stuff. The 3 F's. Here we I've watched this a long time ago, but food. You need food.
F's, food. The second F is fun.
Fun. You hear that, Mick the Pick? Food and fun.
Kind of entertainment, including games, concerts, movies. The other is friends. So the 3 F's.
Wow. What bubble is Woz living in, man? I love it. Food, fun, friends.
And when I told that story to our high school, when they put me in the Hall of Fame at the high school, the kids started laughing. And I said, there might be a 4th F.
What kind of joke was that? He left us hanging. No, he might.
The kids started laughing. And I said, there might be a 4th F.
I wonder what that 4th F was. Be Real has made it. Shadow Black, the one who holds out on the content. He's here. He's here. So Woz and Jobs. What do you mean why I look like that? Why do I look warm? Because I turned the AC on in my house and I'm freezing. I can't look like this? What you mean? What's the problem? Getting old, man. Oh, I gotta put the glasses on. My fault, Be Real. The night is brighter when Be Real is here. Night's super bright when Be Real is here. But no, man, these guys, that was a good experience. Thanks, Mick the Pick, for walking down that lane. I think that was necessary. It's a lot of ideas, but I think it's time to follow up on a lot of this stuff, man. we all have good ideas. I think we all have great ideas, and the only thing that separates us is execution. Um, I've never been at a place. One of Steve Jobs, I'll paraphrase, but he talks about essentially if it takes you too long to get to your first version, it's already late. Like, this is when the lean methodology started to work. Unlike the sites that we're on now, which feel like they can't ever go down. What about the chicken? What you mean, the chicken hat? I got so many hats, man. You talking about the chicken hat? The chicken wing? What are you talking about? McRib for life. Yo, there's a couple video games that I feel like did justice on the way chickens actually move. Like early on, I didn't know, like, but I've observed how, like I see my chickens move all the time. And when I play the video game now, I'm like, oh wow, that they got that really good. Hey, Dome. McRib for life. You need to stay away from the McRib, sir. What do you mean? What are you talking about? Because I want you to put out some content like you said you were, and all you got to do is press record on your phone? On the multiple phones that you have? That's what you mean? There's no love? Day 72, let's go. Let's go, let's go.
Ready or not?
Man, I tell you, I'm You wish. You wish, man. I'm coming at this guy with a bat. And not a wooden bat either. It might break. Yeah, Ruben was in here last night. Ruben's been hanging out with me on a lot of the streams outside. He had me thinking a lot about what he was saying about being obsoleted or obsolete. And I don't know. I feel like it's anyone who's thinking that it's already too late. But it's okay. Like, what is wrong with us going backwards? I don't even like saying backwards, but like having an alternate approach. Where is the poll, D? I don't have a poll tonight. Is that why I'm not getting any views? Be real? You think so? Is that why? Thank you, Dawn. Thank you. She's doing the right thing. I actually think, this is my speculation, I think YouTube traffic is down because of tax day. I think everyone, or a lot of people, wait till the last night. You got them done last week? Wow, man. Make the pick. What's up, man? Let's talk this hot dog stand, man. I don't. You got some math going? Mikey's Wieners. That sounds more like a franchise hot dog stand. I'm going more for a food truck cart that sells teas and juices. You was held up. Your husband got it finished today. Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm in the clear too. So last year I did the extension. Most people could just do the extension and they got till October 15th. Gonna have sausages too. Oh man. Giants theme inside. So you're not selling outside of New York apparently. Yeah, it's like so here's my speculation. Oh. Here's my speculation. I had this idea since we've been talking about a lot of ideas. Be real and don't you just joined. Mick the Pick has been here. We've been shopping some ideas back and forth. We looked up some McDonald's commercials. In fact, I don't have it up yet. Then we were talking about some founders got in a little Steve Jobs logic. Discovered that Steve Jobs was a part of making an Atari game. This is prior to Apple. I could play music, Prince. But what is it? Copywritten music? I could play a snippet if it is. What kind of music do you like? Man, I don't think I'm doing good with the mic tonight. Yeah, Don, did you know that Steve Jobs was made Breakout? Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. Woz is his partner, the brains, the technology brains behind a lot of the Apple computers. Yeah, Make the Pick. Just to, I don't know how much you know about Jobs, but it doesn't surprise you. Yeah. But he's essentially Pixar came from his company. That was one of the big flexes that a lot of people don't know. But when he got fired from Apple the first time, or the only time, he went and started this other company. It was animation based, and that's where Pixar came from. I know now we're not in a happy place where everyone kind of is owned under the same umbrella, but he was super competitive. And then he went back to Apple. Yeah, I don't follow. We were talking about like just founders and ideas and just their creativity from the founders' perspective. I don't follow them as people, but I do find it interesting how they go from where they were to where they are. You said he helped Pixar out? He is Pixar. At least my understanding of it. No, he co-founded. This is... We got to get our story straight here, Mick the Pick. Steve Jobs was a businessman, investor, inventor who co-founded Apple and Pixar. Pixar. That wasn't Pixar's first name. I think. Yeah, I'm not reading all of that. Lucasfilm. Yeah, so I guess they got broken off from this bigger company, and Jobs had invested at that time, but he was specific to the animation part of it. And it was like a sort of a pet project. Yeah, Mark Cuban. I don't know much about Mark. I know he was in the .com bubble, but I don't know much about his original. I do know Mark, like Shark Tank Mark Cuban. I know a lot about Dallas Mavericks Mark Cuban, but not his origins. I only know him from when he was already successful. You guys have a favorite founder, like someone that resonates with you? Some kind of rap music? No, go for it, man. You tell me what kind? Yeah, I like rap music. Evans, welcome back, man. Hey, brother. When you put "hey, brother," it reminded me of like wrestling. Like, brother. I seen this nice Macho Man Randy Savage. He got some pretty cool TV spots where he's like telling. I'll find it. It shouldn't be hard to find. Okay, come on. They're trying to bait me. You guys are trying to bait me to play just a crazy Macho Man interview. I love Macho Man. Isn't Macho like the? I think he's the number one. I don't know what you call it, but the top person when it comes to interviews.
Got a taste of it a little earlier on here on Saturday night's main event.
Okay, we're gonna try to do this in a fair use way. I'm gonna give my commentary. Mean Gene Oakland, October 3rd, 1987.
When the madness met the mania. I am talking about.
Hey, man, why does Macho spin so much? He came in and did a tour. He doesn't know the camera. This is obviously old school 4x3, which is SD. If you guys don't know, standard definition, HD, SD. They're always acting. They won't even just shake hands. The whole planet. He's gonna blow the whole planet up. Oh man. I was talking. I forgot you're in disguise, Evans. Ruben.
Blew my 24-inch guns out, man.
You mean to tell me?
See, like the thing about that I really don't like about Hogan anymore, like looking back, I know it's hate Hogan era, but he's at a flex the whole time. He will not unflex his arm. He needs you to see what those what those triceps are looking like. He's all tricep there. Oh, come on. Mick Foley. Dude, love.
There is another.
So do you guys pick up on it that they're competing right now? Like the competition is actually their ability to outdo each other on the mic right now in the interview. Bro. Evans go. Oh, Rubens. That's a lot of baby oil. Oh man. Can you imagine, like, yeah, Ruben, we had a night where we were doing, I got so many copyright claims from that night. Especially we played The Nation of Domination. We were in like the DX era. No, this is top tier, Dome. Oh, it's the promo, yeah. No, I would give yeah, at least half, But the twirls get me. He didn't. I don't think he knows what to say. Like, this is just random. Oh no. Oh, he did it. Did you guys catch that? They're competing. So Macho is like, oh, he took the mic back. Watch the snake tongue. Oh, you have the Sportatorium in Dallas. Yeah, the Von Erichs. Yeah, no. Texas Tornado. Yeah, very familiar. Very sad story. I watched their I don't know what it's called, behind the. Yeah, I'm very familiar with the Von Erichs and their story and their dad. Very sad story, man. When it was really sad because I remember when he finally got to the WWE, I had no idea that he had a fake foot. I had no idea that he didn't, because he was, to me, the way they built it up, it was like, it was kind of like Ultimate Warrior, but Ultimate Warrior that could actually wrestle. And I know there's some of you, I think Mick the Pick, he doesn't like Ultimate Warrior hate. I don't even think Ultimate Warrior wrestled, if you ask me. Yeah, it messed them all up. Yeah. I mean, the wrestling business is hard. And it was even more complicated back then, because before the WWE, before these national TV contracts were like, surprisingly, AEW and whoever else is out there, they're able to have fanship and survive. But since wrestling was so regional, it was local, it was all territory based. Razor Ramon, Chico. Yeah. Oh yeah, they lost the limb for sure. Mick the Pick with his lies. Ultimate Warrior is top tier.
You worry about the hit over the head, man.
See, look, the snake tongue. He don't have nothing to say. Hogan took the mic, so he just does a. Is it the stratosphere or is it the ion? You wanna poll? You wanna poll? Be real. Is it the stratosphere or is it the ionosphere? Oh, you wanna play XXX?
With the madness and the mania as one guiding force, we could go ahead and take the whole
Hold up. He lost his breath. This is hilarious. He's trying to outdo him so bad. What did Macho just say? Saturn, Jupiter. He's got some NASA engineers. the stratosphere and the oposphere. Oh man, that wasn't even. Thanks for holding on, guys. That wasn't even what I was looking for. Sorry. I swear I saw an interview today that it was a short, and it was about Macho Man telling kids to believe in themselves. All right, this one's a good one too. I've seen this. I think. Come on, Dawn. Of course. Andre, the nice giant. He was a mean giant at one point. No, he's yeah, that's my guy. But it was hard. I think it was very hard to be a. I'm sure it's still the same way. I mean, bad versus evil, right? Yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage. Bad versus evil, like that's what they're playing on, right? But to be the, what do they call it? The baby face? Make the pick would know. Like versus the heel. The good guys, I think they captivate more of the, at least in our era, they captivated more of the fans. So by the time Andre was really just putting Hogan over, you really just, you love that's why Ultimate Warrior is so popular. Because Ultimate Warrior sucks so bad that he couldn't even be a bad guy. Think about that. Oh, it's a great show. It's not only a great show, it's humans love we're naturally connected to that show. Like we're fighting beings. You can't tell me anything otherwise, because look at the internet now. Every time somebody has a problem with one another, they want to have a fight. We got to set up. Now it's the celebrity boxing match, and we went through some of the best. Ruben, Don, you weren't here for it. Make the pick and Be Real were. We went through. I was telling how old this celebrity boxing thing kind of was, and we went through and we saw Manute Bol fight the Fridge. That was a fun night. Ruben says Vince McMahon totally screwed those wrestlers money wise. Ruben, put yourself in the shoes of Vince McMahon. I think just as a businessman, it's hard for me to side with that. There's this like gray area where, bring it to music. If you know the Lox and Puff Daddy, not P Diddy, but Puff Daddy, they had owned a lot of people that they've signed over the years. Puff Daddy was doing the thing where he had as much stake in the group as any of the members. But on the flip side, they would have never gotten as far without the help of what he helped to make them become. So it's like, how much is it worth to have the platform? A lot of these guys, I think the culture killed them. I think, or killed their story or killed their buzz. When you listen to the wrestlers, they're wrestling every day. They're doing the road shows, and they're always on the road, and they're drinking every night, and they're living this cultural ride that just, it ain't gonna last forever. Make the Pick says, yeah, Babyface is the good guy and the heels are the bad guys. Do have the Babyface heels like Stone Cold. Yeah, the fans tell you that, right? The Rock was as well at one point. But there's not that many people that could do both. I would say Shawn Michaels and Triple H, they were also able to do that. Sucks so bad is devious. Yep, I was talking about Ultimate Warrior. Absolutely. I stand by that. Whenever we say baby oil, you know that's going to bring CJ out. Thanks, CJ. UFC has the same problem with money. There's a lot of issues with the people making money. I don't watch wrestling though. I don't. I think I only watch like any of the big Netflix fights. Like Floyd Mayweather's the big one that's coming up, and apparently he's broke, or that's the narrative. Pacquiao just purchased his gym. Crazy. Mick the Pick is clearly upset because he's in all caps. It's good. My point, Mick the Pick, is that there are people who have stories, and there's people who are great wrestlers. Like Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Is he a great wrestler, or does he have a great story? You can do both, but not a lot of people have both. You know what? I'll help you out because you think that I'm attacking Ultimate Warrior. Hogan sucks as a wrestler. No one has ever said this. I'm throwing it back. Hogan sucks as a wrestler. So predictable. All his moves are based on the need for the other person to play along exactly to the T. Like when Hogan jumps off the rope and he does his little elbow and then the leg drop. Like I think that's why the Rock's like finish when he drops down on him. It's like, to me, it's a tease on the Hogan era. Randy pretty huge in that pick. Oh yeah, he was juiced. Actually, he played college baseball.
Good question. In 1971, I graduated from high school and I signed a professional baseball contract with the St. Louis Cardinals.
Did you guys know that? Yeah, Hogan was trapped. But it didn't matter because Hogan was a real American. Till this day. Wait, you're still alive? Maybe, Katie. Maybe. Did you guys know he was a baseball player?
I had 2 good years with them, and what happened there is that they released me. Right there, they had the energy crisis going on, and they had a lot of good ball players, and they make a decision on whether or not they feel that you have the potential talent or the talent right at that time for your age category in order to make the big leagues and help them in Busch Stadium. And
So, see, here's my thing. Break down all the wrestlers that you think you know. Do you hear how articulate Macho Man is? There's another one. I think George the Animal Steel, if you guys know who that is. We're going back now. I feel like he was a lawyer or something. So this is George the Animal Steel in the ring, right? Could have used a hell of a wax. He could have been waxed up, man. This is legit. They didn't say anything about how hairy he was either. His whole thing was he just gonna take off the turnbuckle and then hit the opponent against the metal that the turnbuckle was covering. That was his whole gimmick. He had great bouts with Macho Man for Elizabeth because he had a thing for Elizabeth. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Make the Pick says George was awesome. Katie said, do you ever sleep? Katie, around Wednesday, I get my energy back. Just to let you know. I am thinking about starting to do morning streams. So you're really going to be like, something's a little off there. He got a little alien in him. I don't know if this is going to work. What did... I don't know if this is good enough prompting. He was a school teacher. He held a Bachelor of Science from Michigan State and a master's degree from Central Michigan University. This guy is a school teacher in real life. Can you imagine if that is your Prince? Give me a sec, man. Give me a Juice WRLD track you want to play. I seen your message.
A bunch of the directors must have got together and they said the Macho Man ain't doing it right now. I got my pink slip and I was out. And what happened right there is that in my mind, it was a setback because I wanted to be the Major League Baseball player. I wanted to be the biggest star in the big leagues. I wanted to be the number one. I wanted to be the legend of all time. I wanted to be better than.
You see what you get. Yeah, Prince wants me to play some music. We'll figure out how to avoid a claim. No, Hogan wasn't governor of Minnesota. That was Jesse the Body Ventura. So do you see the competitiveness of Macho Man? Like that's where I have so much respect for wrestlers, because there's a reason why he was and why he impacted
and all of a sudden
people.
A realization that I wasn't going to be that. Boom. But what I did is I hooked down with the Cincinnati Reds, and I played a year and a half with them, and then went to Chicago White Sox.
Yeah. Ruben says he would never miss or be late. What he gonna do? Eat the turnbuckle on you?
Where I became the first player ever to be ambidextrous in ways that I could switch hit and switch throw. I could hit and throw with both hands.
God, come on, man. You guys have never. I've never heard that. Like, what is going on with Macho Man that he wants to be ambidextrous baseball player where he could switch hit and throw with both hands, play both sides of the infield wherever you need me? That's crazy.
And nobody's done that since Paul Richards back for the old Baltimore Orioles. And that gave me real, lots of write-ups. Macho Man throws with both arms, man, comes in, oh man, it's real big. In 1975, the spring of 1975, playing with the White Sox, I came in my locker one day to put my uniform on and go out in the field and hit baseballs like I want to do. And my uniform wasn't in my locker. It was not in my locker. And I said, where's my uniform? Where is my uniform? My uniform is not in my locker.
You could tell he's still working on the character. It's like he's early into the character. What else could a coach want from a player? You're right, man. You're right.
Coach came over to me and he said, hey, Randy, no fans in the clubhouse. You're no longer property of the Chicago White Sox. And I said, well, I can't say it on TV, but I was hot. I was real hot. And I decided, man, I said, if I can't play baseball, nobody's not going to play baseball. So I made some threats like I was going to burn down the clubhouse, which they wrote about the next day in the paper. But I didn't do that. I took my bats and busted them against a tree. The realization did not get hurt. See, that's what people say, man, I got hurt or I was going to get married or something. There's always an excuse. I didn't make it. I made it real far, and I was
Don says, can eat and feed someone else with both hands. Talent.
Real good athlete and a heck of a baseball player, but not to the major leagues. I didn't do it. So I went into professional wrestling. And what I did in professional wrestling is use that same attitude and found out that it was a blessing that they took the uniform out of my locker. And it's great for the history of professional wrestling because it is now known 100% all over the world that the Macho Man Randy Savage is the greatest professional wrestler of all time. Okay, that's a real good question.
Wow. I wouldn't go that far, Macho Man. We all know who the best is. Who's the best? Who you guys got? Who's the best wrestler of all time? That should have been the poll. Be real, that should have been the poll. See, I got some, while you guys, hopefully somebody's putting in the best. This is from the same interview. And it kind of just said, I was like, who's the best? And somebody, this is a different world. This is not the world we live in, where I get it. You could reach stars through Twitter, X, but somebody called in on a show. This is on live TV. And listen to this. I've heard this before.
I gotta say you're about, the best, champion any division of, in the United States. And, any, tag team that you get with has gotta be one of the best. But there's a team I've seen of Frankie Miller and Danny Green. I've seen they're really tough.
Never heard of them.
I mean,
never heard of him. Man, ice in his veins.
They are really tough.
Well, obviously you're giving a plug to somebody that you know, and you're trying to con me by making
don't get in trouble with that.
Me feel real good, and then saying that like those guys might be professional wrestlers. But I know just about every professional wrestler in the world today, and I've never heard of those guys. So go on to the next question. He's obviously lying.
He's obviously lying. Ruben, Goldberg, come on, man. Hey, Goldberg is probably worse than freaking Ultimate Warrior. You got that? You caught on to that hype?
Has Macho Man ever cried?
Oh, yeah.
I think this is on Arsenio Hall. He go, has Macho Man ever cried? Oh, yeah. I just love this guy.
Has Macho Man ever cried?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh. It's okay for macho men to show every emotion available right there, because I've cried 1,000 times, I'm going to cry some more. But I've soared with the eagles, and I've slithered with the snakes, and I've been everywhere in between. And I'm going to tell you something right now. There's one guarantee in life, and that there are no guarantees, yeah. And I understand this. Yeah. Nobody likes a quitter. Nobody said life was easy, so if you get knocked down, take the standing 8 count, get back up, and fight again. And you're a macho maniac. Dig it.
Yeah, Macho is definitely TV ready. Oh, you try to lure me with that Goldberg? You're not gonna look, Ruben. I'm a really honest person, man. I can't I can't let that one slip. And Goldberg is classic for injuring my favorite wrestler of all time, Bret the Hitman Hart, and it's a sore thing for me. Yeah, I don't like that. Prince says John Cena. I can't say no to John Cena, but I don't know, man. I don't like his gimmick. I never really liked his gimmick. How did you, Prince, how did you get into Juice WRLD? right, let's see. Yeah, man, this Juice World is one of the Juice World, Mac Miller. It'd be a whole different world with those guys, man. Who did he have his retirement match with, Mick the Pick? I don't know, man. You injured Bret Hart. Yeah, he was hard to work with. He didn't know how to wrestle. Yeah, he was hard to work with. I mean, Ruben mentioned it earlier. I mean, Razor Ramon, top 5, man. Scott Hall. Yeah. Yeah, I listen to Mac. I listen to Mac a lot. A lot, man. But that's the thing, man. I don't know. I don't even want to go there. What about Ric Flair, the ultimate gimmick? It's a gimmick. It's a business thing at the Ric Flair level. Like he goes back to the territories. See, like a lot of the wrestlers that we call out, they didn't have to struggle with the territories of wrestling. So think of it like the internet. If you got a buzz, make the pick on the ones and twos and be real. If you have a buzz, you can play at Coachella. It's all about the buzz, and Ric Flair has this buzz. He's a draw. He has this legacy. He's done this for so long. His promo work is top tier. The moves that he has, make the pick. What do you call it when they fake hurt? Because he's top tier with that as well. When he acts like he's getting hit. He's entertaining. It's just not I think he needs the other person to make up the gap, because when wrestling became more about bigger guys, I mean, Ric Flair is not like a big guy. I don't know how he was ever heavyweight champion of the world. It was with Gunther. I hated that name. He was mad about the short build up. A gimmick. Yeah, he just has a command. He represents the South, and the South, they were big. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to be mean to Rick. He's done great for the business, but he's a business guy. He's a guy for the business. He's not to be left behind. He's not going to struggle with his legacy. Like Bret Hart struggles with his legacy because he had to leave. He had conflict. Bret Hart, even though he has the connection to his father, in Canada, one of the best wrestling coaches and teachers, but that doesn't necessarily build business. So all of those guys that come from there, they have to end up breaking into the business, and the business guys, they kind of they got a lock on that. That's why you would. What's Ric Flair's what's the four what? What's his group? Let me not sound silly. I want to say the Four Horsemen, but I don't think that's what it is. I'll let the internet correct me. Yeah, it is the 4 Horsemen. Okay. It was good times. Don't get me wrong. It was good times. But I think, oh, you're not doing that. You're not doing that. That's one of my top wrestlers of all time, Ruben. That there's a My Way in Rowdy Piper's original. He had like a retirement. I was a kid. I remember being a kid, and they did this montage to My Way. I would tear up. If I play that thing right now, I would tear up. He had some of the most. No, I'm gonna find it. I'm not gonna tear up because I'm not gonna play this song, but I gotta find this thing. Oh, that's my guy. Now he could wrestle and he knows how to be a gimmick. Charlotte Flair. He knows how to do the gimmick at the same time. He understands the business, but he's not a business guy. The business didn't move for him. I think he had to wrestle his way out of it. I think you just can't tell me that. Oh, I found it. You can't tell me that, like when the WWE, with WWF, there's all these big guys, and you can't convince me that Ric Flair was gonna stand up to some of those big guys. So it's like, you're gonna pick and choose who you want to be ahead, and there's something about the Ric Flair story that allows him to keep being a name and commanding. I mean, on the flip side, WWF is like, we want Shawn Michaels. We want, it's a different logic.
Like the late, great Rocky Marciano,
This
who
is
quit
the video.
as the heavyweight champion of the world.
Well, it's quite a tribute. That's going to be a nice company. I'm not pushing up daisies yet.
Dude, I got to get one of those shirts. I got to get a Hot Rod shirt. The only thing I don't like about it, it has that Hogan, the Hulkamaniacs flair to it.
I just made a transfer. I'm the kind of guy, I guess I'm real proud of my sport. That's the first thing I want to say. For 16 years, probably kept me out of jail when I was a kid. And the WWF has done more for me than anything in the world. But I've made a decision. I'm in the peak. Of course, I'm in the peak of my career. But I'm going to Hollywood. I'm going out, man. I'm going to give it.
So he did go to Hollywood. He made one of my, I wasn't going to say one of my favorite movies, but this movie was freaking awesome. They Live. I don't know if you guys saw that. When you put the glasses on, you get to see who's human and who's not. They Live. Check it out. What's that, 1988? He definitely went to Hollywood after that.
But 110%. Anytime I ever fought, I gave 110%. And sometimes you guys were chucking eggs at me, and sometimes you weren't. Sometimes you're chucking roses. Didn't matter to me. I give 110% then, and I give 110% at anything I do, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to give it a try, man. I'm kind of a gutsy guy.
We're proud of you, Roddy. Very proud of you.
So I'm like, I'm not even 5 at this point. I remember seeing this live. I was like, oh my God. He did it his way. They reeled me in. They wait till you see some of these clips, man. Oh. All right, yeah. One that have one of those like set shows where the wrestler would, be interviewing different guests, different wrestlers, and he would interview on both sides, and a lot of fights would happen there. Isn't Is that Randy Orton's dad? Ooh, who knows who that is? Who knows who that is? Be real, you can't do image search right now. Anybody know who that is? Awesome. He had one of the most awesome names. Yeah, we're geeking out on wrestling tonight. I like that. All right, that's Paul Orndorff, Mr. Wonderful. He had like this is like a pre-Lex Luger, sort of like the same body type, but just jacked. Oh, there you go, Jesse the Body. This for Katie. That's your governor in Minnesota. This is Jimmy Fly's pit. Yeah, look at his face. Look at his face. Tell me he don't look Randy look just like him, man. Look at that. That's Randy Orton in the back. That's a chubby Randy Orton. What's his name? Lex Luger, sure. But have you seen Lex Luger with the DDP yoga? That man's gonna walk again, man. That man's gonna walk. Was that Al Sharpton? Big. That. See, that's why you can't beat Hogan. He's looking like the freaking Monopoly guy. I don't know how you make it without it. Like, hairline is already gone. It's like there's a lot going on here, Hogan. There's a lot. Oh, that's when when Frank hit the last My Way. As you can tell, I've probably watched this thing 200 times or more. I would think more. I knew Frank hit the last My Way. Yeah, I was very inspired as a kid by wrestling. I still thought it was real at that time, so. But my family, we were all into it. They loved it. They love wrestling. It wasn't any separation. I mean, my mom was into it. We loved it. It's good stuff. Well, I didn't know we'd be hanging out this long. It seems pretty easy to hang out. I think we could call it. I want to mess up the week, man. We're getting back to things feeling a little bit better. I got some more plants to plant tomorrow. Some other stuff to catch up on, so I'll probably be going live. I did talk to Ubiwa Media today. So he was in the hospital for a little while, so he's good now. Thanks, man. Thanks, Mick the Pick. W Stream. Yeah, we're going to get out of here. We're breaking down, so thanks for building it up and breaking down and hanging out. It was a cool stream, man. It's like the random reaction. It's like not scheduled. I like that because don't be a sucker for love. I like that because it's just showing the depth that like I'm able to just bring random facts. But all right, man. I don't know who's still left. Maybe Be Real's left. If you are, thanks for hanging out. We will be back tomorrow on day 73. We're gonna count these things down. Look. If you guys have any ideas for shows, get them to me. We'll figure it out. Try to fit you guys in. I'm excited, but I'm excited to also take a break from having a 24-hour turnaround. Even though I already thought through it, I'm not gonna stop. I'm just gonna take the night when I need it. But I'm gonna still do day streams, and I'm probably gonna keep the stream streak of days going. But we'll see. There's no pressure. But if I get to 190, it's like, you gotta do 200, right? But thanks, guys. I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace. What is...
It is a wood chipper.
A wood chipper. No, it's not.
Just tell us.
How about you guys read?
Oh. That's good. Ancient cider press.
Cider press. Home food.
Oh my gosh, it's not easy.
Oh my gosh, it's not season. It's thaw season. It's thaw season.
Yes.
The final frost. Ooh, it's cold out here. Just so you guys know, I'm pretty serious about what I said. Chicken 65. 65 days of streaming.
It ain't my fault you're not subscribed. Subscribe.
Yeah, we made it back home, y'all. They used to hang, this is where they hang like the Christmas decorations from. What store? Behold!
The pizza!
Let's get the content. That's right. Let's get the content.
You get down here, right? Yeah.
Right. Alibi.
Got it.